Good evening, everyone, and welcome here for round 28 of the Sony Cup Series schedule, getting ready and set for Martinsville. And how about this front row for this race? Caleb Hoffman has the pole. Hoffman is down and outside of the top 25 in points this race, one of the lowest of a Turner Performance driver ever in their career. Hoffman moving on to greener pastures for Rodriguez Racing for next season. Hoffman looking to end his stint with Turner Performance in his career on a high here at Martinsville. Alongside of him, Jeffery Lynn, another great run in qualifying for Jeffery Lynn. Very good short track racer. Expect good things for him today. Horizon Group has been very solid all race weekend. Kyle Collins, his teammate, is going to be lining up in row 2. And alongside of Collins, John Arndt. Arndt has been very quick in that 3 Chevy for CM Racing all race weekend. He practiced in the top 5. He qualified 3rd. And Arndt is looking really racy. The front 4, very surprising. Front 4 starters for today's race, but the focus is on the championship as that can be clinched here today. 3 races to go, 2 after this one, and Jordan Davis could possibly clinch a 3rd championship in his career. It would be the first time anyone has ever won 3 titles in their series in the career. Richard Johnson, Jacob Hart, Jordan Davis, Nick Mace, DJ Curtis, 5 drivers have 2 championships, the most all time in the series. Jordan Davis is on the verge of possibly standing alone in racing legendary names all by himself. Jordan Davis, can he get it done today? Well, he needs to outscore. He has to keep Jeffrey Finguy and Ryan Griffin from scoring enough points to stay mathematically in the title hunt. Finguy needs to gain 10 points. And Ryan Griffin needs to gain 23 points. That is the margin that they need to gain on Davis to stay in the fight. But looking deeper down the order, some drivers like the Mace Enterprises cars did not qualify all that well. Jordan Davis, the point leader, qualified a little further back in 14th. Some drivers didn't qualify well. Some drivers qualified very well. But 150 laps here at Martinsville, the first time since season 15. Let's get this show on the road. Getting set and ready to go racing here at Martinsville. Is the championship going to be clinched today? We're going to find out in 150 laps. Caleb Hoffman on pole. How is he going to fare? The green flag flies. We're racing. Jeffery Lynn really showing strength up there on that outside line. Can he challenge Hoffman down the straightaway? Side by side, neck to neck. Who's going to get the advantage? The inside line is the preferred groove around here at Martinsville. No caution here in lap 1. Everyone sorts themselves out. But Jeffery Lynn still side by side with the 94. He does not duck back in line. I figured Lynn would duck in line. The inside line, the preferred line, like we mentioned. Everyone on the grid was worried about how they would fare starting on the outside line. The outside line, the dirty part of the racetrack. Nobody wants to be on the outside groove. John Arndt in CM Racing's number 3 Chevy. They've had some good runs and some bad runs all year long, and a great run in qualifying, great run in practice. That 3 car has shown they have great speed and great potential for that car. Arndt has been very confident coming in this race, hoping that something big can happen for them. A top 5, top 10. Can they win this race? Can Hoffman win this race in that 94 Ford? He's out front looking good so far. Everyone trying to sort themselves out early on in the run. Lap 4 of 150. Seems like a short race. It'll go by really quickly. Jeffrey Finguy working on Jeffery Lynn. That's a race for 3rd position. Finguy knows he needs to gain points on Jordan Davis to stay in the title hunt, and he is hopeful he can do that this afternoon. Running in 4th place, Ryan Griffin also still in the title mix. Needs to gain 23 points like we mentioned. Underneath of Jesse Turner, that is for 5th place. Right there behind them, Eric DeMax in the 6 Heinz Toyota in 7th place. Very good on the short tracks. He's done very well in the Hardee's National Series on short tracks before. He's looking to try and pounce on Jesse Turner, who just got passed by Ryan Griffin. Could be another position gain for DeMax. Kyle Collins, his teammate Jeffery Lynn's up there in 3rd. Collins struggled off the line on the outside groove, fell down to 8th. Chris Dodd's there in 9th, and Jake Bassing rounding out the top 10. And Dom Capps, one driver I want to note, they're in 12th place for Blue Flare Motorsports. He will be back for Martin Rodriguez Motorsports at Homestead in the 19 car. He's got this race in Atlanta to do with Blue Flare Motorsports. No plans right now with the 81 team for Blue Flare of what they'll do at Homestead, but I'm sure they'll have a driver under that race car. But the championship leader, Jordan Davis, he really didn't get a good start going. He fell down the order. He's in 16th place now after a pass on Dejon Weeks, and he's going to have to work his way up the order, and he is right now not eligible to win the championship as it runs. Some drivers further back didn't qualify all too well. Nick Mace, Bobby Jones, Aiden Davidson, Matthew Rodriguez. There's DJ Curtis as well. He's in 30th working on Jack Halleck. And how about Brandon Crasta? He didn't practice or qualify all too well, but he's having a pretty solid run in Fitzwater's number 22 Toyota. Crasta, his first Sony Cup Series race, getting some experience racing with some of the veterans like Dylan Young out there on the racetrack. It's good to see drivers like Crasta get this kind of opportunity on the Cup level. Problems for Jordan Davis. He has blown the motor. Jordan Davis has blown the motor here at Martinsville. Jordan Davis is out of the race, and he's going to finish plumb last. Unbelievable. Jordan Davis coming off of turn 2. The engine expires on that one Hardee's Ford. The championship will not be clinched this afternoon. That is unless Griffin and Finguy finish down there with him. But Jordan Davis is going to get no points at all. Finish 40th. Dead last for the Hardee's Ford of Jordan Davis. Unbelievable. Jordan Davis has been unstoppable in the Sony Cup Series since the summer break, and he is out of the race. This gives new hope in the championship for Ryan Griffin, for Jeffrey Finguy. They have an unbelievable big opportunity up in front of them this afternoon. They need to go out there and try and score the victory here at Martinsville. Finguy and Griffin ran for the win at Richmond earlier in the year. They ran in the top 3. After penalties for Dejon Weeks, Griffin and Finguy finished 1-2 at Richmond. They need to perform at their maximum this afternoon to try and get every point possible. Unbelievable, but even more unbelievable, we are 3 wide further back. Luke Martin and Rodriguez. Wow. They're 3 wide with Carson Scott trying to shuffle him out. And Rodriguez and Luke Martin, co-owners of this race team, door to door and not giving an inch here at Martinsville. Rodriguez will be taking hands of the Martin Rodriguez Motorsports, and now for 2020 Rodriguez Racing, the whole name is changing. It's still the same team though. Rodriguez pushes his way past. He didn't have the best qualifying effort. He kind of got shuffled back a little bit. He's there in 22nd. Up ahead is Nick Mays, who won last race for his 36th career win. He is now working on James Richardson, the rookie, to try and get to 20th. Race for the 3rd position. Jeffrey Finguy underneath of Jeffrey Lynn. Finguy has the nose out front, but Lynn very good on the short track. Same with Finguy. Finguy very good at the short tracks. He's been one of the best at Bearfield. That was one of his best tracks, I remember. But Finguy needs to come out of here swinging, 2nd in the championship, needs to try and keep his hopes alive, drives it in deep on John Art, and just up ahead, lap cars, AJ Jones, Daniel Bouchard. That's for the leaders dealing with lap cars just now, getting past the first lap car of the day. Caleb Hoffman has held the lead for the first 23 laps, now going on lap 24. Hoffman has been controlling the race since the get-go, and Hoffman in that Turner Performance car looking to get his first win today. Same with John Art in that 3 Chevy, showing that their qualifying efforts weren't a fluke. They are out here showing that they can win this race this afternoon, and John Art looking to try and take advantage of the lap car, holding up the 94 of Caleb Hoffman. And further back for 4th, Jeffrey Lynn struggling with AJ Jones just a little bit. Jesse Turner goes wide. Here comes Eric DeMax. He's going to take that position away. And Finguy up another position underneath of John Art, pushing Art back to 3rd. Finguy is up to 2nd place. A little further back, Ryan Acosta moving his way past Jake Bassinger. And up ahead, up for the lead, Jeffrey Finguy as on the back bumper of that 94 Ford. Jeffrey Finguy smells blood in the water from Jordan Davis and his race team right now as the points run. Finguy would gain so much points right now. It's kind of unbelievable. Right now, he is 63 points back to Jordan Davis. That is a big swing in the championship hunt, and he could possibly leave this race 59 points trailing if he can win and get past that 94. And a little further back, Ryan Griffin has also seen new lights. He is in 5th place, but he needs to try and gun for the win this afternoon. But Jeffery Lynn, John Arndt, Caleb Hoffman, 3 drivers up here in the top 5 have not won a race this season. And Hoffman and Arndt have not won a race ever. And they're cutting their teeth around this racetrack at Martinsville. Hoffman goes wide a little bit, though. The dirty air here at Martinsville is still a little bit of a factor, it seems, because Hoffman struggled when he ran up on Josh Crash a little bit. Lap cars will be the name of the game. Arndt is on the back bumper of the 92 as well. He's not going to lay over for the championship contenders. Battle for the lead. Jeffrey Finguy to the inside of Caleb Hoffman. He's got a corner pad on him there. And Finguy's going to get this position away. Jeffrey Finguy keeps on digging. The Jack Daniels Dodge not bowing down just yet. And with Davis in the garage and out of this one, Finguy out front. Man, what a race this has turned into. And John Arndt gonna try and move his way back up into 2nd place. And Ryan Griffin underneath of Jeffery Lynn. Arndt side by side still alongside that 94. And John Arndt pushes his way past of Caleb Hoffman, the pole sitter. Arndt is back into 2nd. And Ryan Griffin is past Jeffery Lynn. He's going to work on Caleb Hoffman. He's got a way to get alongside of him. But Hoffman in the 94 powers down the straightaway and is able to keep the 43 at bay for now. But for how much longer? Ryan Griffin also pushing as hard as he can to try and get as much points as possible. This has opened the door wide open for Finguy and Griffin to do something in the championship hunt. It is not over until it's over, and it's proven here at Martinsville. Further back, Jeffery Lynn struggling a little bit with his race car as the tires fall off. Eric DeMax, Jesse Turner, Kyle Collins right on their back bumper. Anything goes here at Martinsville. We're going to find out. We're not even halfway in the race yet. Finguy dealing with lap cars as well, trying to work for any way around. Turner to the inside of Eric DeMax, going to get 6th place away. And Turner up another position. Kyle Collins getting held up behind Charlie Smith just a little bit. Smith in the 47 going a lap down. Charlie Smith's not been as quick as his teammate has in the last few races. Smith is in 36. No plans of what Charlie Smith's going to be doing for the 2020 season. It's been a very quiet, silly season for Smith. A driver that was very close to winning back in 2017 for the Athenian has not really had the break go his way, especially for the 2019 season. And Ryan Acosta at the inside of Kyle Collins, going to work his way up to 8th place. Chris Dodd there in 10th, looking for 9th. Jeffrey Finguy pulling out to the biggest lead we've seen all race. A 2.5 over John Arndt in the 3 car. CM Racing. Do they have the pace to even run down the Finguy Saitomi car? I don't know if they do or not, but they sure look like they were very quick all weekend. But Arndt is struggling to get past of Johnny Gardner, lost half a second to Finguy last lap. Finguy has a clear track ahead of him. And how about Charles Sanford, Luis Hernandez, PJ Williams, Dylan Young? They are all 31st, 32nd, 33rd, and 34th, and about to go a lap down to Jeffrey Finguy. These are some drivers and teams that are expected to run a little higher up the grid than in the 30s. This is a poor showing, especially for Sanford, who has won a handful of races this season. But Sanford's in trouble. He's about to go a lap down. Race for 3rd. Ryan Griffin has worked his way past Caleb Hoffman. Jesse Turner also making his way past of Caleb Hoffman. And further ahead, Ryan Griffin looking for 2nd place. A nightmare day for Jordan Davis and Yant Motorsports. They thought they had it in the bag. Everyone was so confident that Jordan Davis had this wrapped up. It is not over just yet. With 2 races left in the championship, the door has been split wide open with Davis not going to get any points. John Arndt now nearly 3 seconds behind Jeffrey Finguy. Arndt cannot get past Johnny Gardner. And Finguy just up ahead. He's also struggling a little bit with lap cars as well. So lap cars will continue to play a factor for majority of the day. Turner looked like he may have gave Griffin a nudge. He's alongside, going for 3rd place. Heavy braking. Turner gets that position away. A little further back, Jordan Fisher is about 7 seconds behind 12th place. He's a ways down the order some. because I believe Dom Capps was doing very well defending for that position. He's fell down a little bit, down to 17th. But up ahead, Fisher is in 13th. His teammate of Krasta is down in 30th place. Krasta, even though he's a rookie, he's actually having a solid day. But Cody Lamas is there in 14th behind him. Last week's winner at Portland, Nick Mays, got his 36th win. Could possibly be one of his final wins, if not his final win last weekend. It was a big victory for Mays to get one done. He's looking at the inside of Lamas, going to try and move his way up to 14th place. And further back, TJ Martin, who is also shown like he's got some sort of pace in practice and in qualifying, but in the race, not able to show it as much. Trying to get a top 10 day. It doesn't look like it might not be the case unless a caution comes out. Dom Capps racing Martin for that position in a blue flare. Capps trying to, whoa, what a move by Dom Capps, trying to do anything he can to be competitive, and what a race it's been for Dom Capps. Actually, up in the top half of the field, showing off something for Blue Flare Motorsports, and Martin and Rodriguez racing door-to-door for 18th. That battle continues to rage on. Schwellenberg losing another position to Sean Harple. DJ Curtis trying to work his way as well back up the field. Curtis Racing has not looked that quick, but their affiliate teammate of John Arndt has had a pace that could possibly be a top 5 run for John Arndt. Curtis moves his way past of Dylan Schwellenberg. Schwellenberg sees his old ride go right by him for the 21st position. Schwellenberg has not been really the year he has wanted at Yant Motorsports. Got a win, though, earlier in the season at Canadian Tire, but that team just has been so inconsistent. Matt DeLeo in the 83 is looking like he's on pace to try and gain more points on the 27 in the 0 car in the top 30 in owner points, and could possibly be locked into the top 30 after this race if things go his way. Further up for second place, Jesse Turner is going to get the inside of John Arndt, similar to how he got past of Ryan Griffin, just heavy braking, and he's able to make that move work and get past of John Arndt. And Arndt seems like he's struggling with his race car. It doesn't seem like Arndt is good in the long run, it seems. It might have been a qualifying car for the 3 cars, similar to the 94, as they are starting to fade just a little bit in this run. Ryan Griffin is going to work on John Arndt and get back into 3rd. Jesse Turner has started to click off laps very fast. He has been so quick ever since getting past of John Arndt. John Arndt was really holding up Ryan Griffin and Jesse Turner. Jeffrey Finguy, Eric DeMax, they have now worked their way past John Arndt. Arndt is in trouble. Here comes Acosta, diving it up the inside of the 3 car. And Caleb Hoffman also struggling a little bit as he continues to fall down the order. But Turner and Griffin are in sight of that 92 of Jeffrey Finguy as he continues to try and pick his way through race cars. Eric DeMax to the inside of Jeffrey Lynn. Lynn way wide in the 76. There may be a problem further up. There is. Jeffrey Finguy has crashed. Finguy is wrecked, similar with Ryan Griffin. A big pile up on the front straightaway. Many drivers trying to check up as much as they can. Finguy sideways. Not a race that Finguy needed to have happen. Finguy from the lead. Something has happened with the leaders. And that might be it. That might be it for the championship. Here's what happened. Daniel Bouchard blew the motor in that 61 Ford. You can see everyone trying to check up. Richardson tried to check up, and Luis Hernandez runs into the back of Jeffrey Finguy. Finguy tried to check up for Richardson, and everyone tried to check up as much as they could, but they're also trying to race back to the caution. And Finguy, that's probably going to be it for him in his championship bid. And with Ryan Griffin coming to pit road with his hood buckled up and in smoke, that's going to be it for him as well. The championship looks like it's going to end with all 3 drivers out of the race. Finguy may be able to continue on, but that was a lost opportunity. And it seems like that's been the case all season long in the final 10 races. Whenever Davis has a great run, Finguy, Weeks, Griffin, Young, all of them faltered every time. And that has been the downfall for all the championship contenders. Jesse Turner is going to leave pit road first with a clean race car, with a good possibility to win this race this afternoon. Jeffery Lynn is up to second place now. With John Arndt in third, Dejon Weeks is up to fourth. Eric DeMax still holds fifth. Caleb Hoffman still holds sixth. And Finguy still is out there with a damaged race car. He's going to continue on in that 92 Dodge. He isn't giving up just yet, but that damage looks very severe. Finguy, there is no give up in that 92 team. And Finguy will continue to push as much as he can. Jeffrey Finguy was leading the race and looked like the favorite to gain so much points back. He checked up for a wreck and got rear-ended by Luis Hernandez. Griffin had nowhere to go as well when Finguy got turned sideways, and he got rear-ended again. And Jeffrey Finguy, who at that moment went from 109 points back to 59 points trailing. That could possibly be it. It is definitely over for Ryan Griffin, though. Ryan Griffin, all he needed to do at this moment in the race was finish 17th or better, and it looked so promising for him. But when Luis Hernandez ran into Finguy, that group, that line where Turner went, was blocked off. And Ryan Griffin's going to fall out of the race and fall out of the championship hunt. Well, we're coming back to the restart. We'll show you the lineup as it runs, as everyone starts to try and bunch up as neatly as possible. But Turner is your leader over Jeffrey Lynn. Then it is John Arndt, Dejon Weeks, Eric DeMax, Caleb Hoffman. Jeffrey Finguy is still out there, still in 7th, still trying to hang on to any hope possible. Jake Bassinger's in 8th, Chris Dodd 9th, and Kyle Collins is in 10th as everyone tries to bunch up as quickly as they can. But slow car of Luis Hernandez bunches the field up again. He merged back over the line. That may be a penalty for Hernandez. He moved over into Arndt's lane. However, everyone's back and going. There's only a handful of cars that are on the lead lap. A lot of cars on the tail end of the lead lap. Top 13 are on the lead lap. Everyone else is on the tail end of the lead lap. Virtue of how long they decided to pit. A lot of drivers were on pit road for extended time. So some drivers were on the tail end of the lead lap. Those drivers go as far as Matt DeLeo, Jack Halleck, Luis Hernandez, Bobby Jones, Dom Capps, Zayden Davidson, Hayden Klein, Brandon Crast is up here as well. Matthew Rodriguez is somewhere around. And a lot of drivers that are a lap down are trying to get their lap back. But the race for the lead, Jeffrey Lynn has gotten to the inside of Jesse Turner. And Lynn in the 76 Horizon car, who got damage early on with the back end tore up. There it is. Jeffrey Lynn, short track race, and you don't need a very aerodynamic race car. Lynn with the back end torn up has taken the lead and is trying to drive away. John Arndt looking at the inside of Jesse Turner, trying to get second place back. And at the inside of Jesse Turner, he will get second place. Side by side, that is for second place. But further back for fourth, Dejon Weeks holds it over Eric DeMax. And Eric DeMax a little further back, there he is. And Jeffrey Finguy has worked his way around Caleb Hoffman. And Finguy continuing to push in that 92 car. That beat up 92. Oh, unbelievable. This is still such a good run for Finguy if he can make a top 10 day out of this. But Nick Mace is there as well. Nick Mace had a bad qualifying effort. That race car really clean there. Mace still in the hunt. Finguy, that race car is going to be very tough to handle. A tough handling race car. Mace goes by. Chris Dodd's going to throw it to the inside as well and try and make his way up towards the front to try and contend for the race win as well. Finguy continues to lose positions, but that is to be given if you're on the outside and you have a very poor handling race car. AJ Jones just up ahead continues to be a bad back marker, but Finguy darts to the inside in front of Cody Lamas. Finguy's down to 9th. Nick Mace, last week's winner, had such a poor qualifying effort, but Mace has worked his way around Eric DeMax and he is up into the top 5. Jesse Turner looking to get second place back away from John Arndt. Turner is so good under braking. And Turner looking for his first win of the season. Nick Mace last race made it 5 straight seasons in a row of getting a victory. Only Mace, Curtis, Davis have all done it. Turner has done it every season up until now. And Turner is the last driver of those that have done it every season that hasn't done it in 2019. And Turner has about a half a straightaway to go to try and run down Jeffery Lynn. And Lynn, with that back end all torn to bits, is continuing to push. Cody Lamas to the inside of Jeffrey Finguy. That race car, I'm surprised it's even still running. Look at it. That 92 is beat up in the back end, beat up on the side. Finguy's been hitting the door. It's just, I'm surprised the chassis is held up. And if he can make a top 10 run out of this to try and get his 21st top 10, it would be, it'd be incredible. He is down to 10th, but he's under fire from Jordan Fisher, who is trying to get 11th place. Finguy just trying to scrape every point possible to keep the title fight alive, and it looks as though he will do that. He's got to finish inside the top 30, and if anything, if nothing else happens, Finguy looks as though he should be able to do just that. But he's going to have to keep on pushing. It's a long race, and anything can happen. We just went over to halfway. Finguy not giving up further back. Still trying to get the top 10 done today. He is struggling with his race car, but he's got a good car through the corners if he could just do it. Actually, he's struggling a little bit more through the corners, but that speed down the straightaway is still there. And Finguy is back in the top 10. And the next car just up ahead is Cody Lamas. But getting around lap cars and passing lap cars are going to be tough to do. And Finguy's gonna have a big task today to be able to hang on and get as much points as possible, because finishing in the top 10, like we've mentioned all season long, you get extra bonus points for finishing in the top 10. It's more points to finish in the top 10, 2 extra points per position. So he needs to try and gain as much points as possible to stay in there. And more problems for Carson Scott, the 27. He's having to come down pit road to make an unscheduled pit stop. And this is probably going to take Carson Scott and the 2017 outside of the top 30 in owner points. And a little further back, I want to give a call again to Brandon Crasta, subbing for Zachary Fitzwater, racing Dom Caps for 19th. Crasta is in the top 20 of the top half of the field, racing with Hayden Klein, Season 4 champion. Champion Season 4 and Season 6 champions all around him today. Jeffery Lynn, one of the best dirt racers I've seen. Jeffery Lynn digging hard and still trying to get after it. A little further back, John Arndt has made his way past of Jesse Turner again, and Sanford has blown the motor. Another engine has let go. The third engine of the day, and everyone's having to check up. Hopefully we don't have another situation like we happened early on in the race. And Sanford in the 24. Gonna watch this as well. Heading off into turn 1, Finguy gets through. Jordan Davis gets through, but everyone trying to check up. Sanford trying to limp it back to the pit road. Trying to see if it isn't a catastrophic failure on the 24, but something is amiss for the 24 car, and it seems like that is going to be a day end for the 24 team. Sanford has struggled all weekend and ran in the 30s, and it's finally going to end. Well, with his teammate blowing up, Nick Mace actually lost a handful of positions. Chris Dodd got by him as well. And up ahead, Eric DeMax really made gains out of that. He got by Nick Mace, and he also got by Dejon Weeks. So Eric DeMax in his beat-up number 6 car was able to make up some ground and also try and gain some ground back on Jesse Turner and John Arndt, who had to check up for the incident. And now Nick Mace is going to have his hands full with Dodd and Bassinger. With 50 laps to go, John Arndt about 2 seconds back from Jeffery Lynn. Does this team think they can get it done today? Does CM Racing think that John Arndt and their team can get their first win ever? About to find out. I don't believe they finished any better than 3rd with PJ Williams. I think that was their best finish ever in their career in the Cup level, when Williams finished 3rd at Trois-Rivières earlier in the season. And John Arndt running right now 2nd place. Can John Arndt get it done? We have less than 50 to go, and we've seen some crazy things in this race so far. Arndt has a relatively clean race car, while Jeffery Lynn, not so much. Up ahead, PJ Williams for that race team is a lap down in 21st. Shows the difference in the running right now of Williams and Arndt. The team is very much backing John Arndt at this point, and questions have arisen of what they are going to do with PJ Williams. Williams seems like he's doing just enough to keep the team happy performance-wise. But up ahead, the team is so focused on a possible race win. Horizon Group, though, has not won a race all season. Came close with Will Lewis early on in the season. Let go early in the mid part of the season. And Jeffery Lynn has been put in this ride. He's done very good in the races he's been in, very consistent. Jeffery Lynn, not surprised at all on a short track that it is Jeffery Lynn for this race team, doing so well. And with a beat-up race car in the back end, he is doing a mighty job. And Lynn, he's going to have to try and finish this one out. He's done very well in his career on the short tracks, but it is not over. Anybody can make a run at Lynn at any point. It is so easy to try and make up ground and also lose ground on a short track like this one, where traffic is all around you. Dejon Weeks has made his way past Eric DeMax. That is for 4th place. And further back, Nick Mace has gotten back into 6th and worked his way around Jake Bassinger and Chris Dodd. They are 7th and 8th. Finguy has worked his way back up into 9th. He has passed Cody Lamas. So Finguy did run him back down and get another 2 points in his favor. And Chris Dodd and Jake Bassinger, they're not that far ahead. Eric DeMax is in trouble. DeMax got shoved wide, and this could allow Nick Mace to try and be in favor of taking 5th place. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. You just never know. And with Jeffery Lynn struggling with the lap car, Brandon Crasta in his first ever start. Lynn ducking it in the inside, not wasting any time there. As soon as he started losing time, he made something happen. And that's just Jeffery Lynn for you. He's not going to wait around for anybody. And neither is Jesse Turner and John Arndt. He makes the move stick. That's the race for second. Turner takes it away, and Luis Hernandez sideways. Hernandez got spun. The caution flag is out. But Hernandez was so sideways there. And he got spun off Hernandez's bumper, or he's got spun off of Weeks' bumper. Gonna try and get another view of it, but Hernandez just got super loose in turn 2, and Dejon Weeks just kind of got into him, spun him around, and Hernandez, who was running a lap down in 23rd, is gonna fall down the order some. Well, as we come back to the line, there'll be 35 laps to go. Jeffery Lynn is your leader over Jesse Turner in 2nd. John Arndt in 3rd. Dejon Weeks is in 4th. Eric DeMax is in 5th. Nick May 6th, Jake Bassinger 7th, 8th is Chris Dodd, 9th is Jeffrey Finguy, 10th, Cody Lamas, then it's Jordan Fisher, Caleb Hoffman, Bobby Jones, Jack Halleck, Luke Martin, Matt DeLeo, Zayden Davidson. Those are the lead lap cars contending for the win in this one for Martinsville. We're back in racing at Martinsville for Green Flag Racing. AJ Jones in the 93 on the inside of Jeffery Lynn. Gonna need to get a run on the back straightaway, and Lynn does it. Gets ahead and is gonna need to start trying to pull a gap. And exactly what he needed to do there. Jeffery Lynn trying to extend the margin over Jesse Turner, the 2015 champion. Digging hard on the outside line, trying to clear himself. Did he do it? Just barely is able to clear AJ Jones. And now Turner has his eyes on Jeffery Lynn. A little further back, Jeffrey Finguy may have his hands full. Here comes Jordan Fisher. Here comes Cody Lamas to the inside of them. And Finguy, with a poor handling race car, is going to have his hands full. He didn't really need to see that caution. He was struggling as is, and Fisher is able to get underneath him for 9th. And here comes a battle for 10th. Lamas looks like he's going to get it done. Dylan Young with no hood out there, getting it done, racing with these lap cars. Nick Mace has moved his way past Jake Bassinger. Bassinger had got past him earlier on in the restart. Mace and Bassinger racing again. And Eric DeMax holding 5th solidly, but Bassinger going to try and get Nick Mace back. And he's going to move his way up to 6th. But the race further back, Finguy fighting for his life in the title race, trying to get as much points back to the inside of Chris Dodd. Able to get that position away and get back in the top 10. Caleb Hoffman, the pole sitter, trying to move his way up the running order as well. Finguy back in the top 10. Lamas is in 9th. Fisher is up to 8th. A great day for Fisher. And Mace and Arndt is in trouble. John Arndt in the 3 car has been pushed down the running order. Dejon Weeks is up to 3rd now. And falling down the running order, John Arndt on the outside line, not where it needs to be. Jake Bassinger pushes his way past, and Arndt seems like he's got a push loose race car. That car very tight, then loose off. Arndt losing another position as Nick Mace goes by, and Mace to the inside of Bassinger. And he's going to try and take 4th place away. But further up the race for the win, Jeffery Lynn has his hands full with Jesse Turner. They've pulled away from everyone. It's mano a mano, Lynn and Turner. Who's going to come out on top this race? Horizon Group has won in every season they've been a part of. No wins for Horizon Group this season. Many people have wondered who's going to take Horizon Group to victory lane at the start of the season. Many people thought it would be Will Lewis. Lewis came so close for Horizon Group this season, and now Jeffery Lynn replacing him later on in the season. Lynn's out front, but it looks as though it is Turner who is the better car right now. And on pit road, Dylan Young getting repairs. And further back, Eric DeMax continuing to be shuffled deep in the pack. He's down to 9th. He's past past Cody Lamas again. Fisher moving his way past Bassinger. Now working on the 3 car of John Arndt. Arndt has ran top 5 basically all day, and Arndt trying to hang on to the top 5 run he has right now. Nick Mace is in 4th. Further ahead, Dejon Weeks is all by himself in 3rd. Jeffrey Finguy going underneath of Jake Bassinger. Cody Lamas is back in 10th. He's going to make a move on Bassinger. And a little further back, Bobby Jones is up into 11th. He worked his way back on the lead lap, and he's now in the hunt for a possible top 10 day. Another position gain for Finguy, past Jordan Fisher and up into 7th place. But as soon as I say that, he really bobbles trying to get by him, and Cody Lamas tries to take a peek to the inside of Finguy. He's going to throw it in on the inside in turn 3, but not quite able to make anything happen. But Finguy having such a great run for a car that possibly should have fell out of the race early on due to how bad that chassis is wadded up. But here comes Lamas, still working on him. Dom Caps and AJ Jones. It's going to be a pain in the rear for Mr. Finguy here. And here comes Lamas, trying all he can to try and get by him. Bobby Jones underneath of Jordan Fisher. Jones is into the top 10, looking for his 10th top 10 of the year. The leaders have ran up on lap cars. Luis Hernandez, then it will be Kyle Collins to deal with. Lynn runs up on Hernandez at the perfect time. Jeffery Lynn has lost races before due to lap cars, most notably at Las Vegas, and a handful of times Lynn has lost out due to lap cars. And with less than 20 to go, Jeffery Lynn has a hungry champion behind him, Jesse Turner. 0 wins on the board for Lynn this year in 2019. And Turner does not want to go winless in 2019. He wants to grab a victory. He is so close, he can see it. Less than 15 to go. The leaders can see a wad of race cars in front of them now. Jesse Turner, how is he going to make this move work? This is almost like a hometown for Turner. He's relatively close to where Martinsville is, and he would love to get the victory done here today. Very long time for Turner. He's on the winless streak. It's been so long for Turner. He sees an opportunity to the inside of Jeffery Lynn. Lynn tries to shut the door, side by side, door to door for the lead, and with Lynn nowhere to go really, he's going to lose out to Jesse Turner. Turner throws up on the inside, and Lynn's going to have no choice but to dive it back to behind the 17 and try and follow him through the lap cars and try and pick a way through to try and make another pass on Turner. Jeffery Lynn has led a handful of laps near the end, but with 12 to go, Turner leads the way at Martinsville. Turner picking his way through race cars, trying to get a long winless streak done, but here comes Lynn. What a heavy braking move for Lynn to get on the back bumper of Jesse Turner. Turner's now under pressure. Where is Turner going to go? Here comes Lynn, putting his nose underneath of Turner. 9 laps to go. Door to door off turn 2. Jeffery Lynn in the preferred line, but how are the lap cars going to fare? Lynn, what a move to the inside. And Luke Martin's there too. He may play a role. He's trying to race with James Richardson and others. That's a position for them. But Turner can't quite get down in front. Here comes Martin to the inside of him. Exactly what Jeffery Lynn wanted. He wanted a breathing zone. He wanted a little bit more room between him and Turner. But now Lynn is struggling with some lap cars. Here comes Richardson. The leader's on the outside line, in the unpreferred line. And a little further back, Eric DeMax has worked his way around Nick Mace. And John Art and Jeffrey Finguy have worked their way around Nick Mace. Nick Mace really struggled in these last few laps, and Finguy continuing to pick his way through race cars. A top 5 right there in front of him for the taking if he can get right there for John Art. But that car is so badly handling around the racetrack. Finguy doing everything he can to get anything out of that 92. And with Nick Mace on his back bumper, it's going to be relatively difficult to hang on to 6, but he's doing just that. With it coming up in about 6 laps to go, John Art holds the final top 5 run, and Finguy could possibly gain 40 points. Right now he's gaining 38. That's another 2 points in front of him. He's trying to gain on Jordan Davis. And what a run this year. What a run this race for Finguy. He could have been defeated. He could have gave up, but he didn't. He's still out there racing as hard as he can. And with 5 laps to go, the race for the lead is going to heat up even more. And up front it has. Jesse Turner is retaking the lead. And here's how it happened. Lynn was held up behind Luke Martin, and Turner dove it up the inside. And with 5 laps to go, we have a new leader. It is Jesse Turner. But in the middle of a 3-wide mess with Luke Martin, 3 cars heading off into 3. Luke Martin right on the door of Jesse Turner. Old teammates getting racy as Martin was trying to race with James Richardson. Jeffrey Lynn needs to try and get aggressive here. And if there's anyone that's going to get aggressive, it will be Jeffrey Lynn. Dejon Weeks isn't that far back either. He's in 3rd. He's closed the gap. But Jeffrey Lynn coming back. It'll be 3 laps to go. And with lap cars still in the way, anything goes here at Martinsville. With 3 laps to go, Charlie Smith's in the way. Jeffrey Lynn needing to get past Chris Dodd. He will. He'll make it 3 wide. But time is running out. Time is ticking. The clock. The grandfather clock that everyone wants at Martinsville. Turner leads the way. Right now with Chris Dodd as a buffer in between him and Jeffrey Lynn. Dylan Young is in the way slightly. Chris Dodd gets down in front of Jeffrey Lynn. And now Jesse Turner with 2 laps to go in a pretty good opportunity to try and get this one. But Lynn is still pretty close with Chris Dodd right there in the middle of everything. Coming back to the white flag, Jeffrey Lynn's running out of time. The white flag flies here at Martinsville one more time around. Jesse Turner's going to be flawless in this last lap. Jeffrey Lynn's been close, so close, but it's going to be runner-up again today, it seems. Jesse Turner is going to break a 39-race winless streak. Coming off of turn 4, Turner gets it done and wins at Martinsville. Over 2nd place, Jeffrey Lynn. Then it is Dejon Weeks in 3rd. 4th place. Who got 4th? Jeffrey Finguy got 4th. Jeffrey Finguy worked his way around Eric DeMax and John Art. And that is a never give up attitude by Jeffrey Finguy. When I thought all hope might be lost, they pulled through. And how about John Art? He's still taking a lap around the racetrack. John Art got a top 5 run, but he lost out to Finguy by barely. Nick Mace was there too. He got 6th after starting about 28th. Eric DeMax 7th. Cody Lamas in 8th. Bobby Jones came back from a lap down and got 9th. And Jake Bassinger gets another top 10. Wow, let's look at the race there at the end. That was crazy. This was for the win and the lead of the race. Jeffrey Lynn was up high trying to get around lap cars. He kind of got put there. And Lynn was trying to get back to the inside without losing much time. Luke Martin was there. Richardson, they were racing for their own stake and position. And Turner slowly crept his way back into the picture and was right there in the mix of everything. And Turner, right here, this is the winning move that got it done down in turn 3. And Turner took it away from Jeffrey Lynn and didn't look back. Jesse Turner is going to get his first win of 2019 at the end of the season. It has been a long wait for Jesse Turner, and right here it was very hairy with Richardson and Martin racing side by side with the leader. They were trying to get their own place and position moving up the running order. But Jeffery Lynn tried all he could, but try all he may, but it wouldn't be enough. Here's how this happened. A little further back with about 3 laps to go. This was the race for 4th. Eric DeMax had it, and John Art wanted it. Nick Mace and Jeffrey Finguy were racing for position as well. But this was coming to 2 laps to go, and this was a big battle for 4th. And John Art was able to get to the inside of Eric DeMax, and Jeffrey Finguy, with such an ill-handling race car that was so fast early on, was able to creep his way into the picture and was able to get underneath of Eric DeMax for that position. And this was coming to the white flag for the final lap of the race. Finguy was able to get past Eric DeMax, and John Art just bobbled a little bit in turn 1, and that slight bobble by John Art allowed Finguy to be able to get this run and make it a dive bomb up the inside for 4th place. And Nick Mace was able to get underneath of Eric DeMax as well. And to the line, Jeffrey Finguy pips John Art. And that right there, Finguy will gain 42 points on Jordan Davis, and he will leave this race 67 points trailing. What looked like a possible 59 points trailing if Finguy could have won this race. Finguy comes away with a 4th place finish with such a beat-up race car. We've seen Nick Mace at South Boston last year when he wrecked and went a lap down with a beat-up race car. Nick Mace came back and won that race with such a tore-up race car. I'm surprised he even kept on going. He won that race coming from a lap down and ended up going on to win the championship. Finguy, it is not over, but Jeffrey Finguy will need to gain 18 points on Jordan Davis, and that means if Finguy can run in the top, if Finguy can win the race in Atlanta, and Davis finished 10th, the championship would go on to Homestead. So it is still within grasp of a title fight. Jeffrey Finguy, what a drive he did today, but how about the race for the win, for the win between Turner and Lynn? That was such a great race. Great run here at Martinsville. Was awesome to see. Jeffrey Lynn comes up short, but it is the 2015 champion who comes out victorious today. It is Turner's day, and it is a victory for him. Let's get you to our finishing results and standings after round 28.